Charles, Kickstarter is a big thing. It's people are getting funded within hours and then overdo their budget, and they bring up new things, and people go, right now is the best time. Have you looked into Kickstarter at all for any of your projects?
Yeah, so I mentioned that book, Curse Words, and that I did with the fabulous and hilarious Ryan Brown, who is a very talented artist in his own right. That's one of my, just as a quick aside, like it is so, like I work with Will, you know, and I work with Ryan, I work with Giuseppe Camancoli, I work with Stephen McNiven, I work with like all of these artists who are just geniuses at this very difficult.
There you go.
That's the project.
Kickstarter hacker right here.
So anyway, it's just wonderful to be able to work with these brilliant people who all approach this really strange, interesting, intricate job in their own way. Like the way Camo draws is not the way Will draws, and it's, you know, it's all very fun. But anyway, yeah, Kickstarter. So this is also something that came out of the pandemic because, you know, we were all kind of stuck doing, you know, what are we going to do? And my buddy Ryan was also like sort of, he had a project canceled that he was working on. And so we put our heads together. I'm like, well, what can we do to make sure that I mean, this sounds very magnanimous of me, but I mean, whatever. I was like, what can we do to make sure you have some dough coming in over this, you know, because God knows how long this is going to last. And so we thought we would kickstart an omnibus, which you just saw, of Curse Words. So the whole series collected into one like 750-page book. It's enormous. And so we did a Kickstarter, and we had a goal that we met like in the first, I don't know, 3 hours, if that. It was super fast. And then it just went and went and went. And when all was said and done, we had 1,600 backers, and the book, just this one big omnibus collection for a series that was well loved by its fans, but was like, you know, it wasn't The Walking Dead or anything like that.
Right.
Ended up having, I think it ended up being at $142,000 in the Kickstarter.
Wow.
And, you know, we don't keep all that. You know, obviously there's a lot that needs to go into printing the book and shipping it and all those costs. But at the same time, it was a great way to use work that we already had to get out to a new audience or an audience that already loved it, and help support the art team that made it. So I think Kickstarter is a spectacular way for fans to support artists very directly. I mean, that's not profound, that's an obvious thing to say, but I'm so glad that it's so robust. You know, it's not just like, oh, you know, send me a tip, right? It's this very highly developed ecosystem that lets people actually get something they are excited about from the creators, while the creators can micromanage it in a lot of ways to maximize their own return too. So I'm a huge fan of that kind of stuff. I think, you know, it's just yet another way that you can sell your own work to, or provide your own work. It feels so crass, but like get your own work into the hands of people who are excited to have it.
Yes.
You know, and you know, this Hell to Pay thing we're doing is similar. You know, like the fact that we're doing this cover this way, you know, there are people who really are excited about that kind of thing, a unique, special cover. And you know, I would presume at some point Will and I might do a big Shrouded College, you know, anthology on Kickstarter. You know, who knows?
Awesome.
But
I want my stuff to be printed in something like this. You know, like I'd buy it. Have like an oversized, you know, collected edition that's really, really well done, you know. And that's one of the things then about when you're working with Image Comics, like Charles said, like you're running this thing yourself, you're self-funding it, but that gives you full control then over what format you want to have it in. So,
well, I'm going to say I have an issue, and then everyone on this website has an issue, is we love deluxe, super deluxe, you know, super big, mega, hell to pay version of blah, blah, blah. $150, $200. I'm the guy that spends it because to me, not only does it get to support you, but I love having extra stuff, and I'm a sucker for dirty art. I love it. I love the creation process. The color stuff is nice, but I love the sketches and stuff. So if you ever do any of that, please let me know. And I am personally going to help push this link out because I really want this to go far. I want to see TV series, animated series, live action, whatever we can get. Because right now there is a boom. It's a surge. I mean, Wheel of Time. I can't even read that book because it's such a hard read to stay into in the beginning. I even did Audible book and I tried my best to stay in it, but the show looks awesome. So I was just like, well, that's a great way to get people involved.